Welcome to Websites for Beginners, here with JP, and we're looking at the vertical scroll, which is a free widget by Premium Addons for Elementor. Yes, there are free ones and they are called Premium Addons, and then there are paid ones which are called Pro Premium Addons. It could get a little bit confusing, but we'll have a look at the pricing system. The vertical scroll is one that is going to confuse you. I'm telling you that because you may think it's a vertical navigation widget, which it does do, but which it isn't. And because it isn't, it will not work the way you think it's going to work. And let's just start with that so you can have an idea of what you can achieve with this widget. And before we do that, let's have a look at their demo on their website at Premium Addons. Have a look at what happens. You see here on the right, you see the navigator. This is the navigator. We call this the navigator, right? And you can see that there are 5 little dots for our dot navigator. If I click on this one, it takes me to the second one. If I click on the 4th one, naturally it's going to take me to that one. And now you'd say to me, ha ha ha, JP, it is a navigator. You told me it's not. I told you it does have navigation, but it's not a scroll navigator widget. So let me show you why I say that. I'm going to scroll up slowly and let go. And I'll do the second time. And I'll do it again. And what do you see? You can see just by a little bit scroll, it jumps to the next one. A normal scroll navigator is independent of your mouse scrolling. Do you understand that? If you have a scroller here on the right, it doesn't matter where you scroll. If I want to stop here in the middle, and I'm now using my mouse here on the right, you can see the bar I'm dragging, I can just do that with my mouse. Not with this one. When I scroll with my mouse, it jumps basically to the next section. There we go. So this is the first important point you have to understand. You are scrolling with your mouse in increments of sections, right? That's the first thing you have to understand. So the best application for this widget will be full screen displays like this. And that's exactly what Premium Addons give you here in their demo. And if you think of a full screen display, you want to achieve this, this is the widget for you. But if you're looking for just a navigator, something here on the right, which you can connect to sections, and then when people click on it, it will jump to that section, this is not the right one to use. You'll see very soon why you cannot do that. The next thing that's going to surprise you when we go into Elementor is that this isn't really a section. It's a template. And that template is based on a section. But to achieve this entire layout, I first have to go and design it within a section, then save that section as a template, and then display that template within the widget. And I'll show you. Don't get frightened if you've not used templates before. I know especially for a lot of people who use the Elementor free version, they just make simple sites. Now you get this free widget, but it's actually a little bit more complicated. So I will show you. Don't get excited over that. Let's go over into Elementor and let's drag in this widget called Vertical Premium Vertical Scroll. And I'll show you a few features of it. First, here on the content on the left, you have to add an item. So this is an item. This is a second item. Third one. So altogether 5 items in their demo. So let's add one item, and you click on it, will say item number 1. Content type you have to choose from. If you choose this one, Elementor template, then you have to choose a template from over here. You can choose the text editor. And this is where I will tell you, be very, very careful. You're going to see things are not going to work very pretty very soon. The text is displayed there now, and there is a dot navigator there. So you may be tempted to think everything is looking very, very nice. But now start thinking what I'm telling you. The dot navigator is usually associated to a section. That's usually what we do. We will bring in more sections from here, and then we will assign that dot to a section CSS ID. Okay? But now look, I'm going to bring in, when I click here, a second item. I get a second dot, but it's still within the same section. So you have to begin now and see the picture that these dots are not connected to sections anymore. They are connected to these items within that section. So let's put this one also on text editor. Okay. And let's make this one, just so that you can see it's different, I'm going to give it maybe bold or take it away. We have two items here now. And you can see if I click on it, it's not going to take me to them. Right. So let me add a third one. And what I'm showing you now is completely redundant. You'll never use it, but I just want to show you that this is not what you would expect it to be. And I'm going to paste here a mega amount of the same text so that I can make it go onto a next page. All right. And that will be item 3. Now I'm here on the front. If I click on the top one, of course, nothing is going to happen. Well, it did take me there. If I click on the middle one, it takes me where? To this part. And if I click on this one, it should take me to that one. Let's add number 4. Text editor. And we add more text here. And let's put a heading in here so we can differentiate it. Well, this should be heading 4. And I'm making this a lengthy tutorial so that you can really understand how this widget works. Now, if I click here on this one, it's going to take me here. Now, this may have applications if this is what you want to achieve, right? But do remember, if you were to bring in a second section now, like this, and you bring in some other widgets like a heading, you don't have navigation for them, right? So you have to decide when you are going to design a page. Am I going to use this widget for my entire page, or am I not going to use it at all? The moment you bring in more sections over here, or you bring in blocks from your library, you are not going to have that dot navigation unless you put it inside the navigator. Okay, right. Let's delete all of this. Let me show you what they did. Good. So the first thing that the guys at Premium Addons did is they designed full screen displays. And they did it similar to the following way. Something like this. They brought in a section. They edited the section. They made columns gap, no gap, and they made height fit to screen. Then they added an image. And I'll show you what I did. Hope I can. Now let's do a new one. They added an image, right? So this is your full screen image and put the size on cover. The next thing is you can put a nice background overlay on it. A gradient one is always nice. And I'm going to go for a blue over here. And then let's go for an orange. Wait, let me use a color here. Orange color. Oh, not bad. There. And then I'm going to increase the opacity, quite a number, and let's change the angle. And now you can bring in something else here. Let's say we have another image. We want to drop down in there. And no, why would I want to do that? Okay. And I'm going to bring in a heading under that. Hawaii. And then let's style it. Make it white. And I'm going to put my weight at 900. Transform to uppercase. And then from here, I'm going to go to advanced. Disconnect my margins. And then for the top, I'm going to bring it there. And for the right, I'm going to do the same. All right, and I'm going to give it an entrance, fade in left. Okay, no, I always get this wrong. Fade in right. And then for the image, let's also give this one fade in left. Good. And now what we can do on this side is we can bring in a heading, a great trip. We can make this a main heading, so we make it H1. Well, should be H2. I'm just going to give this a nice. And then we bring in another one over here for a subtitle. Worth the experience. Style, typography, transform, uppercase, line height, line spacing 1. And let's give this also a white color. And then we bring in some text, some blah blah text. And okay, I'll do that soon. And under that, I'll bring in a button. And then this entire column, click on that. I am going to, what did I want to do here? Oh, position, middle. And I'm also going to go to my padding, disconnect that. And on the right, I'm going to put in 35. Let's make it, I always like working in 5s, 45. Right. And this is what was done, more or less, the guys did here on their site. I'm showing it to you very quickly, right? And now you need to save it as a template. And how do you do that? You right click anywhere in your section, and then you go to over here, save as template. And I'm going to save it here as Hawaii 04. And then click on save. This is, in my opinion, how this widget is intended to work. So let's go and look now at how it will work. Now you have to delete your hard work. Adios. And the next thing is we go back to vertical scroll. You are telling me, JP, this tutorial is becoming so long. Yeah. Just hang in there. I know. But let me tell you, when you have an idea of how something works, like I did yesterday, and I began to work on this thing, it took me hours to figure out what I'm doing wrong. So now you know, before you start with this thing, you have to work with templates. It's the best way to achieve your look with it. Second thing is, you're going to apply this on a page with something like full screen displays, full screen like this. And the other thing, which I completely forgot to do just now, I did it again, is you have to go and look at your mobile responsiveness. You have to go check how does this thing look if you make it small into a mobile view. And that you have to do in your template and also for your tablet view. And I'm telling you this because as we did that template just now, Hawaii 04, I forgot to do it. And I'm going to show you how bad it's going to look. Right, so we grab premium vertical scroll and we drag it in here. And now we do the following. First, you right click on the section, edit section, and you go to height and you say fit to screen. And then for your columns, let's leave it on default. We can change that later. Go back here and now we say add item, Elementor template, and we say Hawaii 01. Okay, right. And now, what's the next thing we have to do? We have to add our second item. We go to Elementor template. Oh, and by the way, these are ones that I've already made. Okay, and you're starting to say, ooh, okay. Duplicate it. Go to Hawaii 03. And Hawaii 04 won't be there. Why? Because I didn't refresh my page, so it won't display there yet. And of course, this doesn't look good. So go back to our section, edit section, and then we say full width. Now we say columns gap, no gap. And immediately you will see that this page is going to be displaying the way that we made it work previously. Let's just go back, click on this, our edit, Hawaii, I just want to make sure I got everything right, and Hawaii 3, and then update it. And then let's go view it on the front end. And what is going on here? Why I don't see anything working? Let's go back to section, Full width. Should we stretch it? I'll say stretch it. Height default. Let's go to default. I remember an update. I told you there's a learning curve. There is a learning curve. Let's go preview it. Here we go. Now it's going to work. I have to give the guys at Premium Add-ons a price for videos that doesn't tell you how to do it. Really, I've checked the video. It's not clear. It goes so quickly and they skip it. Did you see everything I did now? Good grief, this can be a challenge. But look how nicely this is. So it's one of those free, it's a free widget that will make you think, well, if this is the free widget, I wonder what we have to do for the pro paid version. Okay, so let's just go have a quick look again at what's going on here. Even though I thought I had it figured out, I still made the mistake. You need to leave your height on default. It's going to display the height of the original section that you had made. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just refresh this page so that we can bring in that fourth template that we've made previously. And then you have to put it on full width and you have to remove the gap. And I'll show you that soon once this very slow internet on this Thursday. It's like just dragging its feet to get to Friday so we can finally start the weekend. Right. Okay, let's click again here and then you will see it loads up here. Item 1, item 2, item 3. There is really nothing much for you to do in terms of content. You bring in your content. Let's add item number 4. You choose content type, Elementor template, and then you choose now Y04, the template that we made. And now it will be added to the bottom. Good. Remember? Do you remember just a while ago we made this one? Looks pretty nice. The most important part will be the settings for your section. And if you cannot find your section, scroll to the top, click here. And if that doesn't work, you go over here to your navigator, activate it, and click on section. Make sure of the following settings. Content width, full width. Columns gap, no gap. Height, default. This is the mistake I made by putting it on fit to screen. These templates are already set fit to screen, so no need to again put it here on fit to screen. Right. And then you will achieve the same effect like Premium Add-ons had done for this one. Now, responsiveness, which means mobile and tablet, must be done at template level. Listen to me again, it must be done at template level. I'm going to show you what happens to my site. Let me update it so we can include the fourth slide. I like to call it slides. To me, it's almost like a slideshow. And then let's go have a look here on the site. I think only 3 here. Let's update this one. And now we should have 4. There we go. We'll talk about our navigator soon. If I go now to my mobile display, and you're going to see mine just doesn't look good. Look here, there's not enough spacing done. These ones are overlapping with the negative margins I brought in there. It's not displaying well. Whereas the premium add-ons, does an okay job. Right? It's better than mine. And you have to do that at template level. So when you are styling your template, you need to go and check for your mobile and tablet responsiveness. Once you are at this level, you won't be able to do it. Right? I'm saying that, but it seems I'm wrong. I can still do changes here. But my recommendation would be that you go, yeah, no, you cannot. You see, you're not going to be able unless you go and style your template directly from here. I'm a little frustrated because the learning curve was pretty high and it took me, like I said, an hour to figure out what I wanted to do isn't going to work with this one. But after I figured it out, I'm very happy with this widget because I had done a very similar website like this effect for a photographer where we had huge photos or, well, big displays of the images with overlaid text. It was like a poem. It was very poetic, black and white, and then every time you scroll, it would move to the next. That was done in the Themify theme. And one thing that Themify brought in, which was very nice, was also vertical scrolling, horizontal scrolling. So you can have, this one goes vertical, and then you have a slide that goes horizontal. And this reminds me a lot of that. The last few things that you can do is you can play around with your navigation. Now, the navigation menu is also an interesting one. Let's activate this, and the tutorial continues so that you can understand what is the navigation menu. So we've got four slides here, and I'm going to call them slide 1 and 2, 3, and 4. Go here to dot tooltips text, and then I'm going to do the following. Separate. I'm going to say, what did I say? Slide 1, comma, slide 2, comma, slide 3, comma, and slide 4. And now you will see, once it updates, and I hover over here, slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and slide 4. But this is still not the navigation menu, and you have to read what they say. This option works only on the front end. So we have to update it, and then after updation, whoa, that was an ugly word I just made up, updation. After being updated, go to the front end, we refresh it, and you will see those navigation bars appear. Let me show you. Where are they? On the right. Let's put them on the right. Did I miss them? I don't see them. Let's update it again. Nothing is working today for me, and I'm just going to close this and then open a new preview. Start a new leaf. And I still don't see it. Why don't I see it? Let's go back. Offset, it's correct. Navigation, it's been added. Dots horizontal, and we've done all of that. So why is this not displaying? Here we go. List items. I've done this, and I've practiced it so many times, but I keep forgetting. List items. So here we go. Follow with me. List item, add item. Item number 1 is connected to item number 1, which is slide 1. Then you're going to add item number 2. You won't see anything happening in the builder. You'll only see that on the front end. And you can say, I was there when JP got confused many times today. Slide number 4. Right. Finally. Okay, let's update it. And there it is. Now you can see it over there. And of course, basically you cannot see it. So let's go style it. And this is the navigation menu, and I'm just going to change the text color to white. Slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4. But to see it work in action, for that you will need to update it and go preview it on the front end. Let's wait for the update. There you see it. Now if I scroll, this is still working. If I now click on slide 3, it will take me to slide 3. Slide 2, slide 1. This is a very nice feature. I like it. And the offset is also very nice. If you go to content, you go to navigation, you can offset it slightly like that. Then offset it to the right, bring it in. It just looks better. Let's do some styling on our navigation dots for the tooltips background, or for the background of the container. That is the container. I don't want a background. I'm going to reduce that. We only see the dots. I like that. So for the dots, you can change the color. The dots color, I'm going to make it red. White. And then for the active dot color, this one. And then dots border color, I'm going to take that away. I don't want any border color for the dots. Right. So we've applied some very nice styling to that as well. Well, it took me a while to get here. I hope I didn't bore you to death by the end. But this is going to be a learning curve if you're not going to be using this widget often. And I don't really see that you will be using it often. But on the other hand, if you do come into a situation like I've done before, you're going to be very happy for a widget like this, because it is more or less like a PowerPoint slideshow. And people who want to come in and they need to get a lot of information, and you can present it in segments like these, then they can just go ahead and they can just click on the slides also very nice for, you know, tablet devices where you use your fingers and your phone. Very nice. The most important part, which I've told you, you should not forget, is that you have to do your responsive mode, like your mobile. You have to do those things before the time when you are working on your template. So make sure you do that testing in your template. It's a case of don't do what I did, do what I tell you to do. All right. Good. So this is a free widget, and I told you we'll have a quick look at it. If you go to the website for premium add-ons, you will see that they have their Elementor widgets over here. And these widgets work for both the free and the pro versions. These first two columns are free ones. You can get them for free. Nice, right? And the vertical scroll is one of them. Very, very nice. These guys over here are pro, you see, pro, and you pay for them. And there are really awesome features here, and they are growing slowly but surely, about a few every now and then coming out. We had this one, the vertical scroll, the WhatsApp just came out, and then another super challenging one, multi-scroll. Very, very challenging. It scares me, this one, but it is done right. If it is done right, it works very beautifully, but it's also got very niche application in my opinion. But like I said, these are the pro ones, and how you go about getting them is if you go to pro and you go to the website, please follow the link below, and then you go and you say get pro, go pro, and then get it now. And they will give you the pricing options over here. So if you just have to work with one site, and I often tell people, you have to go make your calculations. Nowadays, it's a good question. How long can any product survive today in the digital market? It's an open question. It's really very difficult to answer that. We can say Elementor for sure, it will still be here after 5 years. I have no such confidence. It's not because I don't believe in Elementor. It's just that I don't have that confidence in the stability of technology, especially when it comes to websites at this moment. We are in a massive transitional stage where more and more features are being automated. Coding is slowly moving into the background. Coders are becoming developers for add-ons and page builders. And we are moving now to the concept of a site builder. So why I'm giving you this is that you may be tempted to say, yes, I want to go for a lifetime license. It's a good deal, right? But if you have one site, just one site, and you don't know how long this site is going to be there, you have to consider $40 over 5 years give you, what, $200, right? So should I go for this one or should I go for that one? But the moment you go to 2 or 3 sites that you will be using this on, and you're moving to 2 or 3 years, the lifetime deal is the sweet spot. Absolutely. If you just want to test it, go for the unlimited and see how it works. And of course, you can upgrade anytime, and they give you 14 days money back warranty, no questions asked. And to make this lengthy video even a little bit more lengthier, I mentioned it. One of the reasons I like premium add-ons is they do bring a little bit of sophistication into their add-ons. It's not just another button that they give you. It's not just another icon box. They do give you, with the Pro Premium add-ons, some really well thought out ones like this charts. Really, I've used charts already on sites, and every time now I sit with a customer who is in corporate side of things, and they tell me, we want to display our financial earnings or our income, then I just immediately think premium add-ons. So check out the video on charts. This was a long video, right? Now time for a cup of tea.